Soul. Welcome. This is Rochelle with the Healing Rose. So we're taking a look at the Tarot de la Nuit and the de la Nuit Lenormand. So both decks are by the same creators, Carol Ann Eshenetzi and Alexandra V. Bach. So I got these because I love fairy tales, and this seemed like it was a real fairy tale themed deck. So I've opened the box and took the plastic off, and then was interrupted before I actually could get through much more than opening this book. So I think it will be really fun to just take a look at these two decks. It's very, very pretty box. So it is Lo Scarabeo, which means I am assuming that we're getting the multi-language book. Assumptions are being made, but you know, it is sort of, yep, English, Italian, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Russian. So how this deck was created, why, welcome into the kingdom of, then we have the majors, and then we have the minors. Okay, so this will be fun actually to read through this little book later. I'm much more excited about taking a look at the deck. We have the de la Nuit Lenormand. So I think the first thing I'm noticing, I haven't even gone through that, but I mean, we just have numbers instead of having titles. So we have English, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese for the deck. Okay, so this was 2023, this deck. I like the size of this book. It's fascinating. We get such a big book for so few cards, and then when we have so many cards, we get such a tiny book. So we have spreads, and then we just have a quick description of each card. Okay. So let's take a look. So I'm not super well versed with Lenormand. It's oh, I like that. I like what they've done there. That is quite brilliant. Honestly, I wish these decks were silver foiled because the boxes are silver foiled. Why would you not do the same thing for us with the decks? So we have a little bit of a bow in the cards, but it's a very, yeah, that's going to come out quite quickly. So I think the art styles will go beautifully together. I don't have the oracle yet. I kind of wanted to see how these two were for me, and if I really, really loved them or did not, or before I committed to having the whole set, which is silly because now I probably just need to have the oracle, right? So shall we just pop you in maybe a little closer and let's take a look. I know this deck's been around for a bit, so I know there's like probably a billion flip throughs already. I love the colors on this Fool card, and it's a nice, I definitely feel like, yeah, the tarot cardstock is thicker than the Lenormand cardstock. So I wish there was titles on here. So we have the rider, we have the clover, and the ship. I mean, they're beautiful images. I love this high priestess. I think they'll read really well together. But I mean, there are different divination systems, but it's nice to have that kind of cohesiveness. I'm really liking the Lenormand. However, I know number 5 is the tree, and so I'm seeing a tree, but it also, to me, looks like a house, and I think that's confusing in Lenormand, honestly. I don't really like this Hierophant. He's kind of, I wouldn't trust him. If that was the Hierophant house. So we all have these little, right, instant sort of reactions to sometimes to images. So this is supposed to be the coffin. So we have the outline of the coffin. All right, so I don't remember, I think 9 may be the bouquet. I'm sure it's not the woman. I do like this strength card. I think this is clearly a deck with a lot of pretty people in it versus people from the real world, because in the real world, you know, oh, I like this for the birds though. I do really like this. What was the last one? I guess the broom. Yeah, or the whip or the broom. Okay. I would like if they had, now this is a clear divergence from, I think, the rest of the feeling of the Lenormand. So I don't know that I like that for the child. But the fox is adorable. Look at this death. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm kind of loving that sort of raspberry pink tone that's coming into these, as opposed to like the bubblegum pink tone. It's giving kind of like adult fairy tale theme vibes in the tarot. Not so much in the Lenormand, which is kind of interesting. I like this tower here. I do like this moon card. It's an interesting sort of not super smooth texture on these cards. So that's kind of interesting. There's a bit of a, I don't know. It's like really smooth on the backs, but it's not quite so smooth on some of these for the fronts. So that's sort of interesting. So we have an extra card. I should read on that and see what it is and see if I even want to bother keeping it in the deck. Let's pause for a moment and see. What does it say about the Angel de la Nuit? So, judgment, the world. Do we say anything about it? Is it at the beginning? We have the Fool, the Magician. Okay. All right. So we don't. Like maybe it's in here somewhere and I just don't know where. Maybe it's at the end. It's kind of interesting that there's a King of Swords bonus card. Angel of the Night. I am the Angel of the Night. If you pick me up, then my message to you is that your inner night is soon coming to an end. You may have walked in darkness for some time, but soon, very soon, a new full moon will rise and show you the way. My phosphorescent butterflies are here to guide you. Believe in luck, believe in me, believe in you. My black soft wings are protecting you from now on. Into your heart, I whisper my sweet lullaby. Have no fear, honey, everything is going to be fine. The night is nothing to be afraid of anymore, and the warm sun that you hold within is ready to shine again. Well, that's kind of interesting. Kind of a nice message. Maybe I'll keep it in. I don't know. So it's kind of like vampire fairy tale sort of a vibe with this tarot. Interesting images. Ooh, I like this. Now, is this supposed to be the book? I don't remember. See, that's the thing with this, right? This to me, I guess, is it a ring or is it a letter? Because there's a letter behind a ring. So like, and here we have the book, like, okay, so this must be the letter, right? This is why we need to have, honestly, until you like memorize it and you've worked with the deck so much, I really wish we could have had a quiet little message right on the bottom as to which it was, right? We could have done that, but we didn't. Why didn't we do it? So this is interesting. So 31. Let's take a look. So out of the Lenormand that I know of, what on earth is 31 supposed to be? Oh, is it supposed to be the sun? The sun. Okay. So I guess she's sitting in the sunlight, as opposed to the sun being more obvious in the image. I think that's a choice. Honestly, I think Lenormand should be more transparent for the person reading. But that's just, you know, as someone who's learning Lenormand, and I'm like, okay, see, look, we can tell that's the moon, right? It's so obvious. we see that this is the key. Yeah, I think it's quite interesting. King of Cups. What is here to tell me that he is the King of Cups other than the title? Interesting. I find it interesting to have a face for the aces. All right, so let's take a look at these suits. We have the 3, the 4. Yeah, so there's an interesting kind of like texture on this side, and there's super smooth on the other. So that's kind of nice because it actually gives you something that makes the cards not completely slippery. Although I would prefer to have the same texture on both sides of the cards. That's just me. I think they're lovely. I think they're really beautiful. I'm kind of interested to see what the Oracle is like now. And I think I saw a flip through of it like a year ago. But how will I use this deck? Would this be a deck for every day for me? Would this be a deck that I want to pull out and use on the regular? I don't think so. I think this would be a really fun deck for fall parties coming into the Halloween season. Look at that 10 of Wands. That is a magnificent card for 10 of Wands. I love it. I think it's got like a certain vibe to it that's like, you know, the vibe is the vibe. And it's like not, I mean, I think if you're a certain personality, this could be an everyday deck. I think this would have been my everyday deck when I was like in a much more gothic romanticism place in my life. And 7 of Swords. This is interesting for a 7 of Swords. Very interesting images. I think this is a deck that I actually will really enjoy working with, though. I don't know that it would be my everyday deck, but it certainly is beautiful. All right, so let's see how it shuffles. Let's draw a couple of cards. Okay, so let's give these a quick little shuffle and see what... Maybe we should pull, let's do 3 tarot, and we'll do 1 Lenormand and see what the books say, because that's always a curious thing to see what's happening in the books, because every book has a little bit different take on what's what. So let's go 1, 2, because I know they're not going to be super well shuffled at this point. 3. Wow, all major cards. Okay, so let's see. We've got the Lovers, the Hanged Man, and the Fool. Now let's give these guys a quick little and see what comes out of here. Let's go with this guy. All right, okay, interesting. The Child. What's on the bottom? We have the Snake. And what's on the bottom of the tarot? We have Strength. Wow, so majors. All right, so let's take a look. What does it say about the Lovers? I'm so curious because, you know, we like to see difference of opinion. Love is always a choice. Interesting. I like that there's just keywords. So let's just take the little key phrase. Seeking in the light of solitude for the Hanged Man. All right. And then the Fool. I like these little keywords. We've got the little key phrases. The Fool says, it all starts here. Okay. So love is always a choice. So we really need to look inwards and start fresh. And so we have the Child. So the Child, what about the Child goes with that little message? Let us see. I wonder if it's just regular Lenormand phrasing or if we have something a little bit more apt. The gifts the little girl holds are for you. A period of softness and sweetness is about to begin. All right, so we have our new beginnings stepping into softness and sweetness, filled with moments of joy and sharing with your loved ones. Let spontaneity, freshness, and wonder color your days. Show cheerfulness and enthusiasm. I savor every gift that life bestows on me, and I get all the joy I can from every moment. All right. That's quite a lovely little message from this deck. So, yeah, so, love is a choice. It's always a choice we can make in any moment. No matter how upset we are with something, we can always choose to come back to love and looking within to find that light, to find that spark within you so that you can let yourself just start over. Like, what if today was the first day of the rest of your life, right? What if this moment was the first moment and you stepped forward from that in a space of love, in a space of expansiveness and joy, instead of whatever else has been going on this week, right? Sometimes we have a crazy, awful, like, don't let someone else, don't let someone else's deception, don't let someone else's mean-spirited ways. Don't let someone else's negativity come in and steal your joy, because you can always choose to come back to that love, right? Love within yourself, love for yourself, and carry that out into the world in a beautiful and positive way. I love that message. This is fabulous. I'm actually really liking the way these two decks work together. I do like the way the little books are set up with that key phrase, so I don't have to sit and read every single something of every single card, but just a little phrase, just that little catchphrase. Seeking in the light of solitude. Yeah, I love that. Really. Quite poetic. I think this is going to be fun. I wasn't sure when I was flipping through how I was going to use this or how it was going to come into play, but I do really love the way the two decks are kind of working in harmony. I'm sort of excited. Maybe I should get the Oracle. I don't know. What do you think? In any case, thank you so much for being here and watching the channel. If you're still here at the end of it all, thank you so much. That's absolutely amazing. I really appreciate the fact that you're here. What a smooth finish on this. Very slick. I think it's going to have a beautiful fan. So that's going to be fun. If we just like to fan cards and just draw them and draw a card or two, it's fantastic cardstock. All right. So I hope you have an amazing day and a fabulous week. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.